I spelled it wrong.
All right. Slider.
Okay, now I go to cumulative property. Now, in the cumulative property, right here, I'm going to put in A. So you have to go to here and put in A, and then go to here and put in B.
Yeah.
Is that right? So I'm at that right there. Has everybody got that or not?
Yeah.
Anybody not have that? Because you got to follow the instructions today.
That and that.
Okay, now hit all. So now I have a slider for it. Okay, so far so good. All right. This is why I'm asking. What's your problem?
You probably spelled it wrong now.
You don't put, well, first of all, distribution doesn't have an A in it, but it's normal DIST. That's all you put in.
You also click on functions and then I found
Get to there. Now cumulative property. Now put your A in there. Your B in there. Now you got your sliders. You're good. Stay there. Okay. Now expand it up. All right. We need to have -5 to 5, and then put it up to, I think it's at 0.4. Just make it a little bit bigger so you can see this a little bit better. Okay. Does everybody have that on? Anybody not have that? Let's put the hand up if you don't have that, so I can check your phone. Put your hand up if you don't have it. Do you have it, Kaylin?
Well, I do, but how do you make it bigger? What do you do?
Pinch it.
Just zoom in. Could you do that?
Yep.
Sorry?
Oh, zoom in.
No, just use your fingers, bud, like this.
What?
Use your fingers.
Like this guy.
Like,
Why is it like zoomed all the way out?
you gotta hit, yeah, there you go. That's what I'm going
Okay. Is everybody in this position right now? Is there anybody that's not in this position right now? Well, you missed the first part of class. This has to be typed in. Normal, DIST. Open your bracket and put 0 in there. Okay. Okay, now A and B are going to represent so that's to the right of it, that's to the left of it. So I'm just going to use this now. Now we got to figure this part out. So give me a second here. Back to 0. Okay. Now, so in that first question, we had a Z score of 0.6. So I'm on page 126. Is everybody there? Page 126. So we did this yesterday. All right. So what we are going to do then is we're going to take the B slider and we're going to move it to -4. So we take the B slider and move it all the way to -4. Okay. So I'm there. And then the A slider, we're going to move to 0.6.
Oh my god.
All right. The cumulative property then. So I click down on this little box right here to get the cumulative probability. The cumulative probability for this question. So you used your chart yesterday, And what did we get on off of the chart yesterday as the cumulative, as the percentage?
72.57.
72.57. What do we see right here? 72.57%. So what we are doing now, you don't need the chart for. Follow? Okay? So you don't have to have the chart. Now, let's take a look at a second question. The second question had the mean lifespan of a non-stick frying pan. So we didn't do this one. Is 2 years with a standard deviation of 0.5 years. Carney's an avid cook and wants to replace her frying pan after 65% of its natural life. When should she replace the frying pan? Assume that the lifespans of this type of frying pan are normally distributed. So what you can do is you can work the Z-score back on that one. So I'll show you that in 1 second. I'm just going to pull this up here, go to there, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And on here, let's see if we can do this. I'm not sure if we can do it. I might be able to do it using bounds. All right. So yeah, there we go. So now what I can do here is it wanted 65%. So what I can type in here is 0.65, and then it's going to change this for us. So I'm going to go to here, 0.65, et voila. All right. So that gives us from here, which is, where's the answer? Oh, right here, is 0.935. That would be your Z-score for this one, going down. And I would actually have to do this. Oh, I'll let that one. I want to leave 0. And then this. Oh, I have to change that to area. So never mind. Okay. So the bound is right here. Let's go to.
Does it change to 0?
Sorry?
Do it change to 0?
I'm just going to try this. That's left. That's right. Well, I want left. There we go. So that's one way to do it. So, all right. Now, let me get this to make some sense to everybody. All right. First things first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go area inner. So I've got 0 and 0 here. And I'm going to change this to, I'm going to go back to my AB. So I'm going to start this from scratch now. So we're back to the very beginning. This is what we have so far. All right. Now, the question says this. Question 1 on page 127. So we're going to go to that now. So take out some, actually write this in below so you'll have it in your answer. It says determine the Z-score for each value of X. So we are going to, number 1, determine the Z-score for the value of X. And then number 2, we are going to find out what percentage finishes below and above that score. And we're going to use this whole thing on Desmos to do that. All right. So first things first, the Z-score is equal to X minus X with a line over it, over the standard deviation. Okay, so this is new to you. You didn't go through this. So, yeah, so we're right here. So write this down off the board. This is question 1A. Okay? So my score was 250. What's the average? Mean? 200. And standard deviation? 25. So I have 250, that's 50 over 25, which is equal to 2.00. All right, so that's the Z-score. Anybody have an issue with that? Okay. On the bell curve right now. Look at your bell curve at the top of page 122. Look at your bell curve on page 122. Look at +2 on the standard deviation. Look at +2 on the standard deviation. What percentage finishes less than +2 on standard deviation? Closer.
93.7?
How are we finding that out?
Oh, add 11.
Right. Okay. And we know from, so that's exactly what Cash said. I like what he said here. Add from left to right. So right here is 50% of the data, yes? And then +1 is how much percent? 34. So now we're at how many? 84. And then from here to here is what percent? 13.5. And you said the answer was? No. You got it right the first time. 97.5. Okay. So let's check that on our app now. Let's go to +2 on our app. So we go here, +2, take this down to -4. So that's one way in which we can do this. Look at the cumulative value. And what is the cumulative value? 97.72 actually is the exact value of that.
Mine looks not good. How come he's -4?
Because that's the lowest you can have. You need to put an A and a B in there. Same. I don't know. You got it. Okay, you're good. Okay, go to -4. No, you're good. You got it. You got it right. That's what you're looking for, is that value right there. You got it. Okay. Anybody else having an issue? Okay. So that's question number 1. All right. So question number 1 asked for the Z-score. The Z-score was 2.00. If it asked you for a percentage below the Z-score, the answer is 97.72. How do I find out what the percentage is above the Z-score? Minus that from 100. Or, because you now, what's your problem? Awesome.
That's cool.
Now, could we find it out this way? What is the answer? 2.27%. So I could just do it by going from 2 to -4. Now, -4 is the lowest that we are dealing with Z-scores, and +4 is the highest that we deal with Z-scores. That's the 100%. Okay? So that's how we get there. All right, let's go back to 0 now, and let's do this second question. So the second question, let's find the Z-score. What is the actual score in B? What's your score? X is what? B. You're looking at C.
289.
289. What's the mean? 260. What's the standard deviation? 12.5. All right. Again, you have to make sure that you either put that in brackets at the top or hit equals after you subtract the top and then divide by the bottom. So what is 289 minus 260 and then divided by 12.5? What does that equal? 2.22. We agree with Ryder? 3.2? 2.32? Yes? Everybody's good? Let's find out what percentage scored less than that on your app. Now, I go to 2.32. I can do this as well, just so you know. I can enter it in. There you have it. Give them this cumulative score. What percentage finished less than that?
1.
98.97.
Oh, now they're talking about the rest.
98.97. What's the problem? Can't get it to what?
It keeps going like 2.4.
Manual.
I showed you that.
I can't see. I want to get on. I want to be saying this right.
Okay, that's the percentage that finishes below that. We good so far? Now, what we should actually do, and let's see if this works out for us, okay, is if I go to left now, we want left of A, so I can do that. I can go left of A, and I get 98.98%. That's the correct answer. If I go to the right of A, I get 1.01%. So this is doing this without you having to use that chart now. This is the first year I've ever done this on Desmos. But it makes it way simpler for you to do by just using, bless you again. All right, so if it asks for it to the left, how many did you score more than? You simply do that. You don't even need the sliders for this question. All you have to do is put that in and then put in your value for A. Enter it manually. If you want to the right, you can do that. If you want in between two, you can do that. So let's have a look at question. I want you to look at question 3A on page 128. So 3A. Okay, first of all, before I go any further, let's make sure that we have this in our brains properly. Do we understand what a Z-score is? Is there anybody in here that does not understand what a Z-score is? All right, that needed to be asked 20 minutes ago. Okay, so standard deviation on the bell curve has 4 units to the right and 4 units to the left. And the percentages in there don't change on a normal distribution. So the percentage is 34, 34, 13.5, 13.5, 2.35, 2.35, and 0.15, and 0.15. Now, that's great if the standard deviation is a whole number. +1, +2, +3, +4. Zach, you paying attention here?
Yeah.
Okay. But what happens if the standard deviation that's given to you, which is now called the Z-score, is not a whole number? So you're trying to figure out what the percentage under this curve is if it's not a whole number. So what percentage of people, or what percentage of the batteries, or what percentage falls in that area? That's what the Z-score is. The Z-score is a standard deviation value, and your job is to find out what percentage finishes less than that or finishes above that. Why do we use this? Well, we use this when you're comparing things. For example, if you're comparing an Energizer battery to a Duracell battery, you want to find out the life expectancy of the battery, and you want to compare them because you want to buy the one that's going to last the longest. So what you're doing is you're finding out what the Z-score is, what the standard deviation is, find out what the life expectancy is, and then the percentage below it to find out whether that's the better battery or not. So you're using statistics to compare these things. All right. Now, we have so far only taken the Z-score and found to the left and to the right of it. Well, what if we're given 2 Z-scores and we want to find what percentage falls in between it? That's the next step. Well, this is easy on this. If you're using your book right now, you would find to the left of the low one, to the left of the right one, and then have to subtract them. But now, because you have Desmos, it's available to you. Now all you do is you put in the low one for your A or your B, your high one for your A, and it tells you what percentage falls in between those two. So minus 2.12 to minus 1.33. So put that in here. Minus 1.33 minus,
Does it matter where you put them?
I don't know, 2.12. And the percentage that falls in between those two, 7.476%. No, sorry, 7.476%. Yeah,
What's the top one?
okay. Somebody put it in the other way. Somebody put it's the same. Okay. So you put this as minus 1.33, and that is minus 2.12. Gives you the same answer. All right. So this has just saved you oodles of steps and oodles of time by using this function on your calculator. And that's all we need it for in this whole section, is to find percentages that fall below, between, or above a z-score. That's all of 5.5. Any questions? So the first thing that you're probably going to end up doing is finding the z-scores. All right? Then, now, this is actually the spot. Okay, let's go to question 4 now. So this is the hard part, so I want everybody paying attention here. What z-score is required for each situation? 15% of the data to the right of the z-score. All right, we need to know what z-score has 15% of the data to the right of it. So this is the part that I'm not sure how it works. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go bounds to the right, and we're going to type in our percentage. Oh, sorry, the percentage is right here. I'm going to type in my percentage here. So this should give me the z-score that I need in which the values are to the right of it. So I put in 0.15. What z-score is to the right of 15%?
So 1.036.
1.036. That's the z-score. All right. Then it says it wants 15% of the data to the left of that score.
Minus 1.036.
Yeah, it is. Minus 1.036. Yes, sir.
What would the A and B sliders do?
I think that's wrong. They don't matter. As soon as I go to the bounds and then I go to left or right,
That's left.
it'll change things. And when I put in the 0.15 there. Yeah. Okay. 57% of the data above the z-score. 57% of the data above the z-score. So you need to find out to the right of it now. And what's my new percentage?
0.57.
0.57. So to the right. Too many decimals. What z-score is to the right of it?
It doesn't stay to the right though. You have to click to the right.
You have
No,
to-
like on the question.
It says above, doesn't it?
What's above?
Above means to the right. Below means to the left.
Why is it a negative?
Because Okay, so cash, add 0 here. 50% of the data is this way and 50% is that way, right? So you want 57 to the right of it.
Okay.
So you have to have this 50 plus a little bit more,
That's
right? And that happens to take it into the negative. That's why. Make sense? Okay, good question too. All right. I cannot stress how much work this is saving you. This is 2 days of work right here that saved you. So your job today is to get proficient with the app and make sure you know how to answer the questions and understand what the questions mean. Without having to use the chart in the back of the book, it saves you 2 days. Okay? So you need to finish 5.4 and 5.5 for tomorrow. Got it? If you don't understand, make sure you're asking today, so you know what you're doing. Any questions before I shut this all off? Okay.
For 5.4, we just do like our normal work, right? With the frequency